Dipping up.
6th, Chelsea doing a great job to the side of Adams, E36, and across the finish line.
God damn, that thing is fast.
And your winner here in the 235 class, make some noise for Chelsea DeNova, taking out Chris Miller, putting him on the
We're here at E-Town for Gambler. This is the most recent competition we planned on going to with the Fox body. They have a 235 class here, which means the maximum tire size is 235. I thought it was going to be on the stadium track, which is like a figure 8. It's on the road course, which is way better, but I did not bring enough tires for the road course, so we're going to kind of play it by ear on how many laps I can get in practice and only go through one set, and then go through into qualifying, and then hopefully I'm getting 4 laps on a pair of tires, so that way I can go through the whole event driving as much as I want. If not, I have to pace myself and figure it out and maybe try to find some other tires. But I'm excited. We did some testing yesterday, drove the car, seems fine. I worked with a couple of the drivers here. It seems solid, car seems happy. See what it does on a 235. That was a lot of practice already. I did like 6 laps, maybe more, 6.
So you got a lot of tire life.
Yeah, the tires are doing way better than I thought. I think they'll do about 4 leads and about 10 chases. The chases are not using much tire at all. It's because it's all outer zones, so you're waiting for them to get set a lot longer than normal. Also, I'm not like charging yet. My gearing's a little long, so I do have to pedal it on the top end so I don't over wheel speed it. I need to get some more steering angle in the car, limiting it a lot because there's not clearance that I need, so I need to get wider fenders or raise the front and put wheel spacers on it or something. So we'll figure that out tomorrow. Take some caster out maybe, do something. Yeah, car feels good, solid. There's too much front grip for the rear grip that I'm running. I normally run a 275/40 on this. Yeah. So going to a 235, the rear's a little loose. But everybody's driving really well. Like I see most lead runs everybody's putting down. They're filling all zones, getting where they need to. It seems like the best driving I've seen in a while, like as a whole, average-wise. So there's no one that I jumped behind that I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Rich and I had some really sick tandems there.
Yeah.
He chased me well, and then I think I did a pretty decent job chasing him.
Yeah, it was good.
Our cars are similar. The S chassis has like a little bit more side grip than my car, but I have a little bit more forward, so probably little gaps here and there, but it felt really good. Gonna go out, do a warm-up lap, and then go into qualifying, see how it goes. I feel like we got the car in a real good place, so just gotta put it where it needs to be and go shred. I watched your run and I was like, dude, and the thing's fast on those tires or something, or just the car is good.
Second.
Same with this. Dude, I've never drifted in tandem so slow in my life. It's because the track is so coarse, it's like a puddle, the whole thing.
I'm hoping they don't postpone anything, because I'm the second car to go, so it'll still be wet like this.
I'm the last car, so it'll be absolutely insane for me. The little cut through at outer zone 2, between 2 and 3, the waterfall through there. So in 2 hours, that'll still be soaked. Did some laps in the rain, it worked out fine, it was real slow. When the people can put the power down and like hook up, they have a little bit of an advantage. I should probably put the rain setup in my car right now, but I don't really care because it's just qualifying. It's brutally slow. I was like waving at people, shooting video and everything. It was brutal. All you gotta do is put a score down. So I felt like my lead run was like 95 points. It just was really lame. First lap I went out, put a good lap down. It wasn't great. There was a lot of like stalls because of the conditions. It was half wet, half dry. It was basically wet entering every zone and then dry. So you have to go in slow and then somehow get the power to come out of it. And I did the whole track in second gear because I knew the speed was going to be slow. So I was sitting on the limiter like the whole lap. But we got an 81 on our first run. So on the second one, I was like, I'm going to go for it and drive a hard lap. They said it was pretty much full dry. It was pretty much full dry. Coming down the hill, there was a spot that I knew was going to be there. And I kind of overcorrected there to like make it across inner clip 1, and I just snapped the car way too hard, over rotated it. Got the clip, and then I mean, I did technically save it, but it was like unchaseable to me. So I don't know that I got a score. I wouldn't be surprised if I got some score because it was still on track and I didn't straighten and I powered through it, but it wouldn't be great either way. I'm excited to drive some more tomorrow. We didn't go through hardly any tires today, so we get to drive a ton tomorrow. All the way to the end we can go. Make some changes, nut and bolt check, go over everything with this thing, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. The car's gonna be hot, it's gonna be glowing. So shiny. David got it all wiped down. Ready for today, ready for me to drive right to that mud puddle on the way to track right now. Qualified 7th, got out qualified by Pat Gooden, who put it in 3rd place. I don't know exactly who I'm battling first. I'm gonna have to look at that and maybe try to get some laps with them in practice, which is going on already. We're gonna let them drive for like an hour, telling them to do a couple laps anyway. So I figure everybody will be warmed up by the time I get out there. We are kind of sizing up our wheels because they all have different offsets, and that affects how much grip the car has. So we're getting all that ready and gonna go out and drive some practice, have some fun, and then slam some doors in competition.
You don't hug people? So out of context. What happened? You and Rich hit the wall?
Oh yeah, so we're running. His car is definitely faster today, and I wasn't ready for that. So he pulled me in turn 1 a little bit, but then I dived in and got back on him. And then we were coming across the front of the judges. Transition, got up under the wall, and I saw him do a hit, and right when he did that, I was like, same thing. We both tagged the wall. Just a soft one, but it was enough to be like, ooh, I might need a tail light on that one. But
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, you can see it a little bit, but it's just your bumper.
Yeah. It's been scratched there already. So
yeah.
I couldn't tell if there was anything.
Dived?
Doved?
Doved. I dived, doved.
Dividoved.
Maybe I should have dived.
But you
dove.
No, you should have dove. But you dived.
These wheels look kind of baller, dude.
The period correct, dude. Ferrari, dude. Ferrari.
position when Adam Daniels slow and chase. Daniels trying to clean up the proximity as now Chelsea starting to walk away through him through outside 1. E36 vert of Adam Daniels now barking at the side of the box body of Chelsea DeNova as they work down the hill. Chelsea doing a great job, nice and settled in that Mustang as they work through that first and only inside clip, putting a little bit of a position now on Daniels as they worked in outside 4. Daniels really trying to just hold the proximity, having to make a lot of angle sacrifices, but here he is barking on the side now, knowing he can be confident behind Chelsea's Mustang, going through outside 5. Daniels really starting to put the pressure on down the reference point, back up to the high side of reference, and a Raceway Park banner. Right click through outside zone 6 and across the finish line. First outside zone on is Chelsea DeNova right behind him. Both drivers click back into outside 1. DeNova fell into position quickly right behind the E36 and Daniels. Both drivers working the outside 2. DeNova mimicking Daniels' E36 going down the hill into outside 3. A little bit of a gap now as Daniels starting to put the power down as the Fox body starts to bark back as the outside 4 comes into the window of Adam Daniels. Daniels doing a great job holding that box in its entirety, making Sarah very proud as Chelsea DeNova now putting the pressure on the side of that E36. They go to the people's corner. Daniels putting the power down now. Chelsea starting to stab out, get in the position up in the outside 6. Chelsea doing a great job to the side of Adams E36 and across the finish line.
God damn, that thing is fast.
All drivers work their way down the road course and initiate well before the first initiation point. Pat Gooden super deep, almost deeper than Chelsea's Mustang, and Chelsea holding patiently, waiting for his chance to fight into outside zone 1 and falls in the line. Both drivers transition into outside 2. Chelsea DeNova barking on the side of the S13 and Pat Gooden as both drivers work their way through outside 3. They flick, then transition almost identically through that first inside clip. Chelsea doing a good job on the backside of the bumper of the S13 and Pat Gooden, but Gooden locking in outside 4 with ease. DeNova right on the backside there, barking on the side of the coupe as they work through outside 5. Gooden doing a great job keeping it out of the dirt and on the asphalt, but Chelsea DeNova is putting that headlight of the Mustang right in the window of Pat Gooden's coupe. Both drivers work up to the outside zone. Gooden right on the wall, but Chelsea DeNova right there beside him.
Leading and Pat Gooden giving chase. Chelsea looking super confident, entering well before the 3 of that 3-2-1 cone. He's putting his dominance out there, but Pat is not letting him get away, looking almost identical to the previous run. Pat is right on his door, and Chelsea is zooming into outer zone number 2, coming down the hill to outer zone number 3. Looking super smooth and confident, transitioning over top that first and only inner clip. Pat lets him get away a little bit, but reels him in back when we head to outer zone number 4, which Chelsea does swimmingly, so he stays out of jail in my book. Nice job at outer zone number 5 of the People's Corner. Chelsea all the way on the edge. Pat Gooden on his door as they transition over top of that reference point and up into outer zone number 6. Give it up.
DeNova with the Fox body Mustang. Both drivers click in well before that first initiation point and get into outside zone 1. Chris Meyer doing a good job checking off the checklist, trying to walk away from DeNova's Mustang, but DeNova, no stranger to a tight tandem, goes right back into position going down the hill into outside 3. Meyer trying to run away now through the only and first inside clip, but DeNova's right to the backside of Chris Meyer. No, he's getting a confident drive out of Chris. DeNova's starting to put the pressure on as they work out of outside 4 to the People's Corner. The hairpin here in front of the bleachers as DeNova starts matching the angle as Chris Myers, they exit the zone, work down past the reference point. The Mustang on the back bumper of Chris Meyer, and Meyer dumping it into the last zone, and Chelsea DeNova saving it from shoving it through his side.
Cone of the 3-2-1 cones coming up in the first outer zone, and Chris Meyer is putting it on his door. He said, "You're not getting the win as easily. You're going to have to fight me for it." As they come down the hill to outer zone number 3, Chelsea is zooming as fast as that thing will let him, and Chris is inches from his bumper in the center section. Great job there by both drivers. Chelsea filling my favorite zone perfectly, slowing down for that hairpin of outer zone number 5. People's Corner, give it up. Chris Meyer on his door as he comes across the reference point and up into the bank turn, outer zone number 6 on his door.
Make some noise for Chelsea DeNova and Chris Meyer. Initiate by that third cone and initiate before even the first. Both drivers clicking to outside 1. DeNova putting the pressure on Chris Meyer's E46 now as both drivers work their way through. DeNova showcasing great mimicry of the angle of Chris Meyer's E46 as they work through outside 2, down the hill through 3. DeNova making that Mustang perched on the side of that E46 of Chris Myers. Both drivers dump it to outside 4. Meyer doing a great job checking the boxes, but DeNova shortly behind, but a little gap. DeNova cleans it up going into outside 5, waiting for Meyer to give him the room to step on the throttle as DeNova starts to pinch off. Both drivers doing a great job. The Fox body literally underneath the E46 through the reference point, back up to the high bank as Meyer finishes off strong, but DeNova writing his own name on his name card.
And Chelsea entering super early, like as soon as we saw him over the hill there, screaming up top that first outer zone, and Chris Meyer absolutely planted on the side of that EcoBoost Mustang. Chris surging up to the side of his door in outer zone number 2. He said, I'm here and I am not leaving. As he comes across the center section, transitioning directly on the bumper of that Mustang. He's bringing that heat and that energy we saw out of his previous chase run as Chelsea is zooming into that hairpin, and Chris is putting it right on his door. Give it up for the drivers through your people's corner as they transition across that reference point and up into the bank turn. Chris Meyer putting it on the door of Chelsea DeNova as he rides that wall. Give it up.
Make some noise for your third place winner here in the 235 tire class, Kevin Rosowski of the Smoky Cowboys. Both these men fought very, very hard. Both Chris Meyer and Chelsea DeNova battling it out in our 235 class here earlier today. Hopefully I don't screw it up this time.
Oh, no.
And your winner here in the 235 class, make some noise for Chelsea DeNova, taking out Chris Meyer, putting him on the second spot on the box. Make some noise for both of those drivers as they threw down in multiple battles one more time to find a verdict. They're making their job, or the judge's job, very difficult. Make some noise for your winners here today of the 235 class for round 2, high stakes of the Gambler.
I was looking at the log at one point in the horseshoe. I was at like 2250 RPM and 22 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
I was like, my rods are so not pumped right now.
No.
They're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Toothpicking.
Basing in that car is like
Yeah,
$4
sweet.
grand max.
Yeah.
And then downshift to second right before the interclip, second gear, and then
Oh, okay.
even against Dirk, even against anyone, I'm just like baby throttling it to keep up. And it's
You
no
had plenty of
problem.
car to win. I was just watching it, and then I watched your car at Clutch Kickers the last time I came, which I think you had a lot more anti-squat in it, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that thing's like almost lifting up on throttle. It's crazy. Yeah. We got the win. We did it. We took the Fox body, and it ran all the way to the end perfectly. It was really, really tight battles yesterday. Pretty much every battle that I had. Top 8 battle, I had battled with the E36 that was running, had a ton of grip in the car. Super fast. I had to hook my car way past what I had normally done, and we got the win with that. And then we battled Pat, which he obviously made a couple small mistakes, but in the end, sorry, I'm distracted from our dog taking a shit.
Dang,
right
you never
there.
do 2 takes.
My dog's just taking a shit right now. I was distracted by her hunched over, just dropping logs, dude.
Good girl, pup. You feel better now?
Anyways, we got the win. And it was a hard battle all the way. Honestly, like I felt like I battled and drove, and mentally it was as hard as like winning FD, because all the cars were so equal that you had to shine in like other ways and have good proximity and good transition timing. And my battles from 8, 4 all the way were just like super tough. Final battle with Chris, we went one more time because it was so close the first time. I thought it could have gone one more time again at the end. I actually thought he won that battle, but obviously I'm just going off what I see during the run. Watching it back later, I saw there was some good spots where I had better proximity and better transitions, but also I think he had a lot of spots outside of that also had good proximity, so could have gone either way. The battles were awesome. I had a ton of fun. Probably the most fun I've had competing in a long time, because it's not so crazy stressful with a huge tire and the cars are not crazy fast. You're just trying to find that little edge throughout the weekend to make your car as fast as everybody else's on the entire track, and make it so that they don't ever have an advantage for the whole track or little bits. So car did it, made it through. We got everywhere we needed to be, we won, and now we're gonna go have some fun today and shred some tires.
You didn't do your thing.
I didn't do my thing.